my own little head. We did simple makeup because you're going to have to deal with hair. The girls will, all the teams, Chinese, you don't get anything different this year. We're all doing the same. Girls will wear their hair half up, half down. I've already talked to my seniors. I don't care where they pull it from. If you want to pull it just up here, like with her hair, you're probably just going to be able to pull this. That's totally fine, okay? If they want to pull it all the way from their ears, pull it from their ears. I do not want their bangs down, okay? I do not want their hair poofed. Because when we end up with poofs, we end up with 600 different types of poofs and they don't look cute, okay? Wherever you pull it to, it needs to be right on the crown of their head. So when we put their bow in, it's there, because if it's back here, they're going to come and they're not going to like me when I rip it out of their head and redo it. And I won't intentionally rip it out, but it will feel like I'm ripping it out because they're going to have hairspray and everything else in their hair. You know what I'm saying? So make sure it's up here on the crown of their head. So it will go half up, half down, crown of their head. Girls, sit down on your bums. Sit down. Crisscross applesauce. Thank you. From there, bow, the rest of it will be curled. Okay, here are your options with curls. I will tell you that 99% of our seniors curl their hair with a curly iron. Okay? The deal with that is you have to get up an hour ahead and spend an hour doing it. The other option is to curl it with rollers, right? Okay? If you do rollers, has anybody never curled with rollers? Anybody have never curled hair? Okay. So what you want to do, if you are using rollers, is you're going to take a tiny little piece like this. Here's the key. You ready? Sit, sweet. Or sit on your knees. Here's the key to this. Their hair has to be dry. Do not roll their hair wet because it will never, ever, ever stay. Okay? And I promise every year somebody says, I don't know what happened. It was wet. Okay? It's gross, but if their hair's dirty, it's way better. Okay?
It is. It will stay.
It stays way better.
Stay better.
So when I do rollers, and I don't do it very often, I usually just curl. I don't use sponge rollers. I use perm rods. Okay? Not super comfortable, but they get used to it after a time or two, and they curl way better, and they don't fray. You know how the little, like with sponge rollers, you get the little ends that are all frizzy? The perm rods don't do that. So what you do is you take the little perm rod paper, hairspray it, put the paper on it, and roll it up. Roll them up, not roll them this way. You know what I'm saying? Like here, under, thank you, not over. Okay? Over will give you all kinky, funky rolls. Roll them under. Okay? So if you want to do that, you can go through and do it on their whole head the night before, let them sleep on it, pull them out the next morning. These are there's yellows that are itty bitties, and then there's blues that are the medium, and then pink. I do the blues, the medium. Okay? If you do perm rods, I do the white ones. White perm rods.
I have the big rubber.
Yep, those work too.
But it's not white though, it's blue and red.
Yeah, they're different. They can be different colors, different.
And two different sizes too. The blue is thicker and the other one is thinner.
Yeah, whatever medium is usually. You don't want them super tight. Like you don't want them to look like Curly Sue. You know what I mean when you pull them out of their hair. So whatever kind of works for you.
And you also mentioned paper. I didn't get any paper.
Are you using perm rods or are you using the rubber ones?
The rubber.
Okay, those don't have paper.
Okay, so that's okay to use.
Yeah, If you're using perm rods, the hard, actual perm rods, then use paper. When we were curling hair all the time, I got the perm rods and paper for $8 at Sally's, and it lasted me the whole season. So if you do that, then you're just going to go along, you're going to curl it, let them sleep in it overnight. I spray it really well before they go to bed. Let them sleep in it overnight. In the morning, pull it out. Okay? If I roll hair, wait till you're I usually wait till I'm halfway there, if we're driving up to the competition, and then take them out. Because if you take them out, if you're leaving the morning of the competition, you take them out before, they're going to sleep on it the whole time, and it's going to get all flat and gross. Do you know what I mean? So I usually will keep them in when we stop somewhere along the way and I take them out. Please, 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 and this is my big please, do not show up at the competition in curlers. It is not cute. Okay? Stop somewhere and pull out those rollers before you show up to the competition with 1,000 cheerleaders and you're walking around with your head of rollers, okay? Please take them out in advance if you do rollers. Otherwise, the majority of people that curled hair last year when we did it use curling irons. With the curls, and I'm looking, and this is my thought with the curling iron versus the rollers, you can do whichever you want, but I'm looking for more of like a natural looking curl, not like itty bitty spiral curls. Do you know what I mean? So I want it to have more of a natural look to it and less of a like, you know what I'm saying?
Instead of a spiral, like a perfect spiral.
Yeah, they don't have to be perfect. So if you want to roll them, they're gonna look perfect, and that's totally fine. But don't feel like you have to roll them and make them look like perfection. Like, I'd totally rather them have, like, a natural flowy curl versus a, like, hairspray to my head glued. Do you know what I'm saying? Just make sure that whatever you do, it's going to stay. Because we also don't want them to, half an hour in, have to recurl their hair. 2 different curling iron options. Have you all seen these? Okay, I love this curling iron. I'll plug it in really quick to show you. I bought this at Nationals last year in Anaheim with my curling iron that I had broke. It was like $10 at Target, and it does perfect little spiral curls. So usually what I do is...
There's another one, Shelly, that's really skinny on the top and it gets fatter on the bottom.
Is it the
does
one
the
that's
same.
like hot with the, like you have to use the glove on?
Yeah, that's what I
It does the same concept.
really good.
Yeah.
They really
Yeah, those work really good.
And
I've
it's
seen
pretty
those
cheap
work
too
really
at
good.
Walmart.
Yeah. Okay, good.
They have like a $20 one at Walmart.
Perfect. So if you guys haven't seen those, you know what I'm talking about? It's like a barrel, but there's no end on it.
Yeah, it's like bigger on the bottom and it gets skinnier on the top.
One size only.
But usually what I do, when I use that curling iron, is I'll take my girls' hair, and I'll do a bunch with like a big curling iron, just a bunch of curls through it. Do you know what I mean? Just to give some volume to it and curls. And then I take that little curling iron and put littler curls over the top and around it. You know what I mean? So then you're saving yourself. Don't try to curl their hair with that whole curling iron. You guys will be there forever. You know what I'm saying? With that little itty bitty piece. So I do big curls with a big curling iron, especially underneath. And then up top where you can see it, that's where I take the time doing the little curls. And then I just hairspray it. It's good. Does that make sense to everybody? So my goal is not to make you have to spend 6 hours doing hair. It's really not. But we want it to look good. And we've tried flat ironing it. We've tried ponytails. Ponytails are kind of going out with the wind in the deal. Like, people are starting to go away from them again. If you've read the magazines that are over there right now, Inside Cheerleading Magazine, they're saying no more ponytails this year. It's not going to be the trend. It's back to curls, half up, half down. That made me feel good because then I could come to you and say, see, the magazine says so. So go read the magazine, because I've always loved half up, half down curls. Always. I love the way it looks. But it's a pain. I know that. Trust me, I have my own children I have to do. I know it's a pain. But so just remember, pull from the sides, pull from wherever, bangs back, curl. Ow! She says ow every time I touch herself. Ow! Ow! And do we have good luck, Mom.
Yeah, you'll get...
Do we have what, Kelly? Bows. Yep, you're going to get bows and makeup here in a few. So, any other questions about hair? Hair questions, hair.
I have a dumb question.
Yeah.
You trying to get it curled all the way down to the, right up next to the scalp, or just curl in the bottom half of it?
The bottom, like bottom 3/4.
Okay.
Say? Yeah.
As close to it as you can, it'll stay better.
It doesn't have to be like, yeah.
I promise
That's
true.
probably the thing that's best to think about, is make it tighter in the beginning, because as the day goes on, it will fall. Do you know what I mean? And if you've ever been to a cheer competition last year at Nationals, especially for our kids, because of the humidity, we get up to California and the humidity makes their hair fall faster.
Yes.
Especially for our kids. I mean, last year at Nationals, we were like literally standing outside the warm-up room, and some of you parents were there helping, and we were recurling hair. Like crazy people. Because girls hadn't got it curled all the way in the first place. So make sure that you get it curled. I suggest with hairspray, you use a high humidity hairspray.